Hello, everyone. This is Whitney Will from Starheart Astrology, here for your midweek astrology check-in. And I was going to get to it earlier today, but then I had a friend call, and it just feels so important in these days to honor connections as they come in, and to let that matter to us and let that rearrange our days. So that's how I'm feeling, and that's what happened. So here we are. I also just switched into my first house perfected month yesterday. And this, I hadn't paid attention to perfected months before this year. But this one felt really strong of like, okay, the sun, my Lord of the year, was in Capricorn, my 12th house for a long time. And then we had a little bit of Aquarius season, but then it was my 12th house perfected month. So I feel like I've had this kind of like sustained inward isolation. We had COVID, all of this stuff. So hopefully being in my first house perfected month kind of brings me back to the world. I feel like I've been absent, and I miss the connection that is possible here. So thank you all. Okay, it's Wednesday the 9th. Mercury today goes into Pisces. And Mercury in Pisces changes the way that we communicate. It's not as straightforward, it's not as linear, it's not as practical as it is with Mercury in Saturn signs, which Mercury has been in Saturn signs since mid-December when it went into Capricorn, went all the way through, went into Aquarius on January 1st, went to 10 degrees, retrograded back out, went back into Capricorn, has now moved all the way through Aquarius, and we get Mercury in Pisces from now until close to the end of the month. So as a Virgo, right, Pisces is the opposite sign of Virgo, and Virgo is all about like, let's figure it out, let's map it out, let's find a way, let's analyze, let's do it. Pisces is more in the like chill vibes only. And what I really respect about my Pisces friends is that they can have a sense of like, I have a sense of where I'm going, and I just trust the ride to get there, right? There's more of a sense of like how to really find the quickest path to where you go. You kind of surrender the path, which is something that as a Virgo feels like the most terrifying thing. But it's the Pisces ethic. And so Mercury in Pisces is such a conundrum of poetry and creativity and softening the edges of our perspective and allowing intuition to come in. And I think that after this kind of the first quarter of this year, which I kind of think of as extended Capricorn season, that softening our gaze and allowing ourselves to be a little bit more porous and allowing to connect with the magic of what's here is something that I'm really grateful for spending some time in the next few weeks. That's the big one. We don't have a ton going on through the end of the week. We get the first quarter moon tomorrow. So that brings us into the busiest quarter, the busiest week of the lunar month is Thursday the 10th until Friday the 18th, when we have our full moon in Virgo. So things could get a little bit busy over the weekend. We have a lovely Cancer moon heading into the weekend that turns into a really fun Leo moon on Sunday. And Sunday has a few other things happening. Mainly just one. We have the sun's conjunction with Neptune. And so the sun together with Neptune, right, it restarts the Neptune synodic cycle. So it's kind of like a new moon for Neptune. So the kind of the journeys, the reveries, the dreams, the creativity, the hopefulness of Neptune gets reborn, and we're on a new cycle. And so really with Mercury going into Pisces today, and then the sun conjoining Neptune on Sunday, I feel like this is a week to breathe, surrender control, allow yourself to be led to and through whatever. Yeah, and that's really all the big alignments we have until we get into really Thursday of next week. So we're still in the waxing energy. We're still gathering these pieces. We're still getting, gonna build towards busyness and add things onto our plate until the full moon next Friday. But it's a different quality, right? I want you to invite the softness and the creativity, step out of the grind, take time for grief if you need it, right? Pisces makes us more porous. We can feel our feelings. And if those feelings are grief, right, that's present for us too. Neptune can also do that, right? Neptune is the dissolver of boundaries. And so we can connect with that. But, right, the thing is that when we're really experiencing grief, we're kind of in this place of being in love with the world because things are precious enough to grieve. So that's what I have for you guys this week. I hope you are inspired and creative, are taking signups for the next session of Practice Astrology Together, which is a group that meets every other Monday night. We go over the current astrology, we integrate it into our charts. It's kind of one part astrology class, one part support group, or just showing up for whatever is there. And that next session starts on March 28th, and you can find more info on my website. So thank you all. Have a good week. I hope you find the relax and the ease in your busyness, building up towards the full moon.